this is Claudia here from the Bookkeeping Experts. I've been using QuickBooks for a long time, over 20 years. And I'm here to help you decide what subscription to choose on QuickBooks Online and how to use QuickBooks in 2026. There has been a lot of changes on the interface. We're going to go through those changes and we're going to give you the most updated information on QuickBooks Online. Without much further ado, let's go straight into QuickBooks and talk about what the options are for you. Okay, here are the options for your subscription. By the way, if you click on the link below, you get those discounts here. So simple start at $38, and you get a discount, 50% off for the first 3 months. So you're just paying $19 after that, $38. It includes pretty much everything you need when you first start, such as invoices, all your reports. So you can actually create invoice, send to your clients. Your clients can pay through QuickBooks, which actually is really good because it automatically matches when they do it through QuickBooks payment. If they don't, you still can record the payment and match it into your bank feed. It has reports such as your standard reports, profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow reporting. Okay, now Essential is $75 per month. It has a more users. So the Simple Start is only one user, and it does have some limitations in bill payment. Okay, now with QuickBooks Essential, you have more than that. You have 3 users and up to 2 accountants that you can add. It includes customized user access, time tracking, and like I said, a lot more reporting features as well. Okay, Essential, I would say it's good for you who is starting, but you want a little extra and more users. That's mostly what I would be recommending this for. The QuickBooks Plus is very helpful if you manage projects or if you manage, let's say you have a short-term rental that you want to track the revenue and the expenses for each of the properties. You can track it through classes. In addition to that, you can have up to 5 users, which is very good, and up to 3 accountants. And finally, you have QuickBooks Advanced. QuickBooks Advanced is up to 5 accountants and 25 users. All right, and now we have Intuit Enterprise Suite, and that is for the mid-sized company that is growing out of the QuickBooks Online and want to have a few more features, including having multiple entity in one account and being able to manage into one. Okay, so once you decide which one works for you, you can decide in payroll. Payroll in QuickBooks is a separate subscription, and it offers the ability to integrate everything and record everything the way it's supposed to without much going back and trying to figure out what is what. So love that, and lots of reporting options for that as well. Okay, so we're gonna get started with your QuickBooks Online, and I did the plus, so we're gonna go ahead and click here on Get Started, and here's the name of the company. I'm new at this, I'm starting from scratch, but if you're integrating from desktop, there's the option to integrate. Okay, so we are retail. Okay, so I'm gonna put other personal and household goods, repair and maintenance. And I'm gonna put here that I am a sole proprietor. And we are just starting, so less than $1 million. Okay, so we are owner, And let's say I have 2 to 5 people so far. I'm just starting this business, and that's how I'm gonna show you. Okay, so what am I going to do on QuickBooks Online? You definitely want to manage your bills, or pay your bills, and manage your customers. If you have QuickBooks Payment, you want to track your team's time. Yeah, it's an option. We want to track sales, track mileage deductions, so you can deduct on your taxes. You can send marketing material if you want that option. It's case, but that's not what I'm gonna do. My marketing, you can do it obviously wherever way you want. You can get business banking through QuickBooks, create estimating quotes. I want to do that. Manage sales tax, yes. And I'm not managing inventory, okay, through QuickBooks. Like I said, I don't recommend that. So we're gonna go to the next. New look for QuickBooks interface. It changed quite a bit last year. So 2025 was a whole overhaul on QuickBooks interface. And some people still prefer to have the old interface. I'm getting used to the new one, and I actually like now. It looks a little cluttered, according to some people. I can argue that yes, it may look a little cluttered here because there's a lot of redundant information. Remember, you can get from A to B different ways. Here in QuickBooks, you have maybe 5 to 10 ways to get to the same place. You have everything here, everything on the side, and then you have the sub account. You have it all over the place, right? So I think that they want to make sure that you find what you're looking for, but maybe this could cause a little bit of confusion. That's what I heard, right? So, what's the first thing you should do here? The first thing that I recommend is to link the account. So, we're going to go ahead and click on accounting, and we're going to go to bank transactions. And you can do either by uploading transactions or by linking your account. If you have a major bank account such as Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, U.S. Bank, or any PNC, Region Bank, or City, of course, you can just go to the website and log in to your account as if you you are logging into the bank. It is all encrypted and safe to share in QuickBooks Online. So I can tell you that. Okay, once you link the account, I'm gonna show you how it looks like. So we're jumping into different sample accounts. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the bank feed. To do that, you have different ways to do it. You can click on all apps and then accounting and bank transactions. Okay, from here you have all the accounts that are linked. And from here you can categorize transactions. Keep in mind that if you enter invoices through QuickBooks and you process the payment, you want to make sure you match those income transactions to the deposit, okay? So QuickBooks has a workflow on the invoices. So if you want to send invoices to your clients, you click on the plus new, and then you want to click on invoice, and you can create an invoice. I'm just gonna customer. We're gonna do on receipt. This is the terms that you can set it up. Now, how to customize your invoice? You can click on customization, and you can add, remove fields in here, and you also have custom field. Now, custom field is a great way for you to track extra information, but keep in mind there's only one if you're simple start, and then it goes up as you go up in your subscription on the number of custom fields. your payment options. You can set up your payment through here. And here's the design. Colors. You can add your logo. You can add it right here. You can add logo colors. You can change, from different types of template, from modern to standard colors. You can change everything and make it yours right here. So to get back there, you just click on the manage, and there it is, customization, okay, and design. All right. So we're going to make it due on receipt, and then you can put the service. Now keep in mind that you want to create your products and service before you do the invoice. To create the products and service, I show it right now. Sorry. I'm going to get out of here. By the way, I duplicated the page and I can go back and forth. Okay, create products and service. You're going to go on the dots on the left hand side, sales and get paid, and products and service. There's 2 ways for you to enter. Like I said, I do not recommend you to manage inventory through QuickBooks. I would use non-inventory or service. Okay, you can either enter one by one, or you can batch import that through an Excel spreadsheet or CSV file. Okay, so you can definitely do the batch import. If you have any kind of integrations such as Shopify or Square, you want to make sure you export your products and service from Shopify and Square, and then batch import here from a CSV file. So because you want to make sure your products and service match exactly what it is on the third-party app, because if it doesn't, you will have a lot of problems, because those transactions with products and service that are not recognized in QuickBooks will not go through. Okay. All right, so once you create products and service, you can go ahead and select what you're selling your client. Okay, you can set up prices, rules, and everything you want for that. And I can save and close, or save and send. This is just a sample, so it doesn't have an email. But if you do have an email, you can send it through QuickBooks. And if you have turned on the payment options to run through QuickBooks, you have different options. You have the cards, bank transfer, and PayPal. Okay, so if you have turned on, your clients will be able to pay, but obviously you'll be paying a fee, and you have to decide if that works for you. If you want the client just to send you an ACH or send you a check or whatever, you have to record the payment once the client sends the payment. Okay, so I'm gonna say how to save. I'm just gonna save this invoice. And then the process with QuickBooks is to receive payment. Make sure the date of the payment is correct, and you're going to select the invoice that you're receiving the payment. And you can go ahead and record and send it to payments to deposit or undeposited funds, which is actually the same thing. We're going to record and close. And if you have multiple invoices on one deposit, I will show you how to record that. So if you click on the plus create and then bank deposit, here you'll be able to record your deposit. Let's suppose that there is 2 checks that I want to deposit at the same time. Maybe I was holding on to a check for a long time because I did want to go to the bank. Sounds like me. Nowadays you can do it on the phone, but let's just suppose I had to go there and didn't until later. and I'm gonna select all the payments that are included on that bank deposit, and it's $600, and I want to make sure this date is correct, and I want to make sure that the account that has been recorded is correct. So it's $600. I can save and close, and this is how you're going to record the payment. And the next step is to make sure you match that to to your payment in the bank feed. Okay, once you find that transaction, it's just a bogus, it's not going to be here, you're going to see that there is an option to match the transaction, and you want to be able to match it. If not, you're duplicating everything. Very important. Okay, always match all your income transaction. If you send invoice, you want to make sure, I'm sorry, if you send bills, if you record your bills in QuickBooks, you want to make sure that you record that bill payment and match it in QuickBooks as well. If not, once again, if you don't match it, you're going to be duplicating. So this is the transactions. When you want to accept those transactions, like I said, you can go through here, or you can go from the top as well. Select bank transactions, and from here you can categorize everything. So if you don't have any bill, you can post the transaction as long as this is correct. So I see this is correct. So I'm just adding the transactions and click on post. Okay, let's see, say that this is office expense, it's target, office supplies, and post. If you want to set up a rule in QuickBooks, you can click on the arrow right here and you can create a rule. So every time you have the same vendor, if it is always the same kind of categorization, you can do that. Now, if it's not, then you want to make sure that you don't set up the rules. Never set up rules for checks, because QuickBooks cannot read checks and it will all categorize. It's going to create all kinds of mess, and it will always categorize as the same thing, even though, it doesn't know what kind of transaction it is. So never, ever, 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 ever set up rules for checks. All right, so the type of transaction is, it is an expense, meals, and you want to add the payee, okay? Oh, it's not meals. I'm sorry. This is not meals. See, I'm missing here. This is office supplies. Oh, actually, no, shipping. I'm telling you, shipping and postage. And I will put the name of the company here, Pack and Ship. Just save it here. And now what I'm going to say on the description, every time I see pack and ship, it's going to be categorized as an expense, and I can do an auto add. That means that as soon as I hit the bank, it auto categorized, so I don't have to even worry about that. So it did. Okay, interest, you can do it for interest charge. You can do for whatever transaction that is always the same all the time, and it's not a different categorization. So all right, so that's how you categorize. Once you categorize, the next step with QuickBooks would be to reconcile the account. You reconcile the account. You can go through here, or you can go into accounting and then reconcile. And what is reconciling? Basically, let's go back to the chart of accounts. I am making sure that every transaction is accounted for. Gonna go here, reconcile, and you want to take a look at a lot of the times your bank may send it automatically, especially if it's a major bank. So you're gonna see the documents, the statement right here. You can open, or you can look at your bank, and then you can put the balance right over here and the date. So let's suppose this is just a simple account, so we're not gonna go. If you want to see how to reconcile an account, I have more videos on that. I'll put a link. Okay, so let's say that the ending is January 31st, and we're going to start reconciling. And a couple of things about reconciliation. Anytime you see a green flag is because it was clear from the bank feed. Either you imported it or it automatically flows. It has the green flag. But if you manually enter with the plus new, like an expense, it's not going to have the green flag. It's going to look like this, okay? So a couple of things for you to look is you're going to look at your bank statement and you want to make sure that the deposit one, all transactions are selected, except if the transaction didn't clear until the following month, then you want to unselect, right? You want to take a look at your deposits, make sure that it matches your bank, your deposit in your statement. And you want to take a look at the payments. We want to select everything. If there is an error in here, like a duplication, for instance, you want to make sure you eliminate the duplication. Once you get to zero difference here, don't automatically click on fix it if there is a difference. You want to make sure you find the difference, because if not, you may be adding expenses or maybe adding income that does not belong here. So once it's done, you can go ahead and finish now. But you want to make sure that there is zero difference and that this little checkbox is checked. If it's not checked, it means that there's transactions there that have not been selected. And you want to take a look and see if it is duplicated. If it is duplicated, you want to watch my video on how to fix duplicated transaction and match it correctly, by all means. And then once it's all done, you can finish the reconciliation. So once you're done with the reconciliation, you can take a look at your reports. That's the next step. That's the reason why you have QuickBooks, okay? Not just to give it to your accountant at the end of the year, which is very useful, by the way, but no, here is to manage your business, because running a business without knowing your accounting is like driving in the dark or walking around on the pitch dark and you don't see anything and you don't know what direction. You're not familiar with the place. So it doesn't work on the long run. You want to have a successful business. You want to keep track of your finances, stay up to date. That's why you're getting QuickBooks Online, so you can stay up to date with your finances. Three of the most important reports here is going to be your profit and loss. Your profit and loss is going to tell you what's all your income and your expenses for the current accounting period. It is how you measure how you're doing in regards to profit and revenue profit, okay? So there's profit and loss. The next one is your balance sheet. Balance sheet is the statement of financial conditions, or basically, if you were to sell everything in your business, what's your business worth? Okay, so it has your assets first, which is your business assets, such as, if you have any car or building or whatever, and then all your liabilities. If you have a car for the business and then you're paying on the car, it's liability, or any kind of loans and payroll, payables, and so on and so forth, right? And finally, we have the equity accounts. The equity accounts will measure what's your equity in the business, especially if you have a partnership. You want to track how much you invested in the firm and how much you're taking out of the firm. Absolutely, that's where you use on your equity, okay? So that's your balance sheet, and your statement of cash flow will measure your cash for the current accounting period. Now, keep in mind that it can be a little complicated and confusion, because whenever you pay a credit card, which is a good thing, you see is as a negative amount. What it's saying is that you were taking cash out of your cash funds to cover this bill. Other reports that I recommend is if you send invoices to your client, you want to track all open invoices. We have your accounts payable aging summary, accounts payable aging by details. So or you have your reports of unpaid bills and your vendor balance summary. So there's different things for you to keep track of what's going on here. And finally, you have your sales tax liability report and your payroll liability, your taxable sales summary. You also have all your payroll reports if you run payroll through QuickBooks. Very important. All right, so once all is done and said, you look at the reports, you know everything looks good, then what next? Start all over again the next month. How do you do that? Obviously you send your invoices, record your payments, match it in banking. Same thing with the bills. And then at the end of the day, after you categorize everything in the bank, match everything that needs to be matched, then you can take a look at your balance, your profit and loss, and see the health of your business and your balance sheet to make sure that there is nothing weird going on your books. Okay, and that's it for beginning to use your QuickBooks Online. So I'm gonna go back here. Okay, so that was the complete tutorial from QuickBooks Online for new user 2026 after the updated interface. So I hope that you found this useful. And the first thing I'm going to ask you, if you like this content and you want to stay up to date with what's going on with QuickBooks, please subscribe to our channel. It helps a whole lot and it doesn't cost you a thing. So please subscribe and share with as many people as possible, because we want to share the love, share the information for free for anybody and everybody that wants to learn QuickBooks Online. And I hope to see you again every week with different subjects. And until next time, keep on smiling.